just good. This is my good side.
That's all I'm on this side. Always. Yeah, I fucking went to, I interviewed there, and I think they took me to the back, and I was like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm not working here, you know? It just looked like grimy and boring and sad and monotonous, you know?
You could just feel the energy. That's what it is, just the energy. It's just surrounded with negative and depression in there.
Is that how you felt?
Mm-hmm. That's the energy I felt, and it was like making me angry.
Like coworker energy too? Like the people you're working with?
They wouldn't do shit.
Oh, really?
They wouldn't help each other out. They would just do their own thing and tell the leads no.
Oh, that's right.
Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just go home.
You don't strike me as someone that would tell your lead to fuck off, basically.
No, and I wasn't doing that. And I was getting tired of sanding fucking doors because I told them specifically in the interview, like, I don't want to be sanding.
You get a little closer. What are like a supervisor? What do they do when the employees or regular employees say fuck off or no and shit like that? Do they even strike back?
They just go find me.
And they use you?
Yeah.
Because you're a nice guy?
Because they know I would do it.
And that's why you got out of there.
You know, I was like, man, I'm not gonna be part of. I'm not no one man show.
And because we work together now at the machine shop, you feel the difference in the energy?
Yeah.
As in, like, we're a solid group of, we all kind of get along.
Mm-hmm.
We all talk shit. We all interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's better that way, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place had some weirdos. There was only one cool guy, maybe two cool guys I met there. One of them, I try to play ball with. Probably hit him up tomorrow and see what he's doing if he's not busy.
Well,
if he's not busy, we could ball too.
So, oh yeah, hell yeah. Do you keep in contact because you're from San Diego?
I don't keep in contact with nobody.
No one at all?
No, I'm a loner.
Really?
I'm a loner, and that's only because of how I was growing up. Like, I was by myself. Like my dad literally raised me like a female.
How?
Like cook, clean, take care of a man. Like, that's what I was doing from 8 years old, 6 years old, up until I was 16 and moved in with my grandparents.
Why do you think he had you be doing that shit?
Because he couldn't do it himself.
Oh, so he had his
son,
offspring do it for him?
Yeah, I cleaned his bathroom, washed his clothes.
Is he military?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope, just a mama's boy.
Okay.
Now my grandma does it for him.
Damn, does that make you rebel, or did you just...
I used to.
Really?
And it used to really bother me, but it doesn't anymore because people are going to do what the fuck they want to do. You know, my grandma enjoys it because my grandpa's gone. She has nobody, really. You know, that was her job. She took care of my grandpa. My grandpa paid the bills, old school shit.
That's wild. I feel like...
Now my dad has, assumed the role of grandpa in the house.
And so when you rebel, what was rebelling to you as a kid? Because I would be pissed off if I was having to do all these chores for my, folks because they don't want to do it.
All he asked was that I do good in school.
Did you do good in school?
I did not. I did not.
So that's kind of your rebellious, fuck school, fuck.
Yeah, fuck anybody who wasn't my family. Like teachers, oh yeah, fuck you.
Really?
Literally, shut the fuck up, teacher. Who are you? Like, your class is boring as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty. That
was me.
So you didn't have any little crew hanging out with in San Diego? Because everyone says San Diego is the best fucking place in the world to live.
It'd probably be if you stuck in one place and actually lived in one place. I went to 5 high schools, so I probably went to over 20 schools in my school career, I guess.
So why were you moving around? And this is all in San Diego?
All in San Diego.
Why were you moving around so much?
Dad was chasing pussy or chasing money.
And you had to just come along with it as a youngster.
No, I couldn't do nothing that I was supposed to do. I could have went so many things that I could have been because in each place I was picking up a new skill. And I was could have been a skater, could have been a musician, could have been a basketball player. All these could have beens. And I hate saying I could have been this and I could have been that, but it's I really could have been if I had that drive like they did.
Does that, you ever think back? Because like I used to play baseball, and I'll think back. I quit because I wanted to smoke weed and talk to chicks and shit like that. Do you look back on all these could have beens, and does that ever stress you out?
It used to.
Really?
Yeah, it used to. Like, well, yeah. And now it doesn't. Now I'm like, well, fuck it, man. Like, there's nothing I can do. It's either I'm gonna end this life will end, and I'll start another journey in another life, maybe, or this life will end, and that'll be it. You know what I mean? Like, all I could do now is survive.
Because you're out here, and we're in Northern California. You're not from here. You don't have people. I mean, I'm luckily. I'm not from here, but I have like family out here. So, does it ever get kind of an anxiety feeling knowing you're basically out here by yourself? Like, you don't have anyone out here technically, right? You have your ex out here, but other than that, you don't have any. You don't have anyone you could trust. You might not trust me.
I don't.
There you go. That's good.
I'm cool with you.
Yeah, I know,
but
for
the
sure.
trust will come.
Have you ever had like a trust problem? Like you've not always had trust issues, or is it you've been fucked over and that's why you have trust issues, or is it because
if blood will lie to you, who won't?
Wow, that's a good way to put it. That's a sad way to put it, but it's true.
Yeah, like I didn't have one person in my family I could talk to about something and it would stay between us. You know what I mean? No, I talked to somebody about it, and now the whole family knows, and it's like, well, why the fuck am I gonna talk to you about it then? So I've gotten real good at reinforcing those walls that they say you shouldn't put up, but but my wall is like it's too strong now. I don't know when it'll break. I hope it doesn't, because I'll you know what I mean?
You're probably gonna keep that your whole life, the guard way up there.
Probably. I mean, I'm already 34. You know, honestly, like I let it down with my ex, you know, and we just tore each other apart. So yeah. And
I guess regarding like taking a step back, talking about your dad, where was your mom in the picture? Was she not around? Was she?
Yep, she was. They divorced before I even turned 1 because she was into drugs. And yep, like a lot of things happened in that 1 year of life that I don't remember or recall. So all I know are stories from what families told me.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's still alive. I think she's here in California somewhere. I've talked to her when I was like 31, early 30s. And then we had a cool conversation.
Oh, really?
And a few months later, she called me, and I got all excited. I was like, okay, maybe this is her trying, you know?
Yeah.
And she calls me by her other son's name.
That
so it's like
sucks.
So I'm like, how do you get the numbers confused? It's 2 completely different area codes. I don't understand.
So she wasn't even trying to call you,
nah,
basically.
Nah.
Did you? When you answered, you tell her that?
She was like, her other son's name, blah blah blah, and I was like, you know who this is, right?
Oh my god.
And she was like, huh? This isn't blah blah blah. And I was like, nah, this is little James, like your firstborn. No. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a hold of. I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.
Does that affect you? Like, shaped you in who you are now? Not having a lot of the times you hear stories about young men not having dads, but it might be. Does it play a part not having a mom in your life?
Hella. Because, in my opinion, as being a man raised by a man, like, I think the mother is way more important than the father when it comes to bringing up a child. Like, sure, mom can't teach a man how to be physically strong, but the son will learn that from other ways. You know, wrestling with his friends, play fighting with his friends, you know, having mentors as he goes up in school, as long as he's in a good surrounding, you know, and has a good mother. Like, that boy will be stronger than the boy raised by just a father. Because the boy's going to expect the dad to, like, be the strong person. And instead, the other boy is being raised to be that strong person already. There's no expectation of being saved by your dad or something like that. It's either you got to defend your mom, or that's it. You know what I mean?
Do you think, because when you said you were rebelling because your dad was making you do all that shit around the house, do you think another reason you're rebelling is because you're probably subconsciously pissed off? You don't know your mom is not in your life, and
Probably, but that at that end, because I was like, at a young age, I knew how important a child was to a parent. Like, because I've seen it. Like, I saw how other parents treated their children. I saw how my grandparents treated my dad. Like,
yep.
you know what I'm saying? My dad, I didn't come first. And, like, growing up, I'm assuming if you have children, like, they should be the more important things. Like,
Oh yeah, of course.
not trying to find a wife to take care of, you know, the thing that you decided to bring into this world.
Yeah.
And, like, it was just second best. I was always second or third, like behind whatever bitches he was fucking, because he was a player. And, you know.
And did you tell me story? This story was gnarly, but did you die for a couple minutes as a child?
That's what I was told. I was told that my mom was high, and I somehow got out of we were living in an apartment complex on San Diego, down in I want to say Chula Vista somewhere. Definitely in the Chicano part of San Diego. But yeah, the neighbors saw me floating in the pool and pulled me out and like brought me back.
That's a fucking crazy ass story. How old were you?
I couldn't have been one yet.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I got this burn mark on my arm because my mom was ironing and left the room and it fell on me. And it landed on my arm, so there's still like the triangle from the tip of the iron being on there. Like, that's forever. Every time I look at that, I'm just like, damn, my mom.
So then these things
ironing right next to me.
So these things do they cross your mind? Maybe not on a daily basis, but I mean, do you think about the lack of mom not really appreciating how your dad raised you, or like just I don't know, kind of like a
No, because then I think luckily I had my grandparents. Like whenever, even though there was no trust to where I could talk to them about stuff, they had my back. Like, they were my writers. Like, whenever, because they were the ones I could depend on.
Yeah.
For anything, if I needed it, I could always call my grandpa and come to my grandpa's house whenever, and that's what I decided to do when I was 16. So it's like,
I mean, who knows what could have happened or what route you could have went down
for sure.
if they weren't around.
Oh, for sure.
Ugh, yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
To think about.
So, and other people aren't that lucky.
I've heard stories about people that like they didn't have no one. I'm blessed to have family, you know. So when I hear people that have different situations, it's interesting to get their outlook because, like you've seen like 5 high schools before you graduate. I'm stuck in the same middle school, same high school, knew everybody, and it was so things like that you kind of take for granted because I'm so connected with everyone from high school, basically, you know. Being
the new guy sucked, but that in other ways it made me be able to handle things like being on my own I am today. Like, if I didn't experience all that and go through all the little controversies of little girls and, you know, boys wanting to fight and stuff like that, luckily I didn't have time to like develop a bully with anybody or be bullied. Like, since I was always a new guy, I didn't have time to develop anything negative really about me.
Yeah. Did you have to fight people off? Like, actually?
Nah. Really? I never really had to. I can't even think of one fight I ever had in high school because nobody knew me.
Yeah.
There was what reasons you got to fight me? Like, I'm not. Yeah. Not from here. There's no girls that are coming at me, and so. But people said it. People say I had haters, but I don't know. Yeah. I didn't hear about it.
Runner, like when we were talking, me, you, and Victor were talking about just different like areas and how you had older, I guess OGs you can call them, and you said they would steer you away from hanging out with certain types of people because it's like you don't need to hang out, you know.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Oh yeah, because when I was little, I wanted to be a Crip, and I was like I knew Asian Crips because of where I was staying at, but I wanted to be like. I didn't want to be an Asian Crip. I wanted to be like a 30s, San Diego. But I met people from there, and they put me on game like, no, you're not. This ain't for you. Like, you need to stop what you're doing right now. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I learned at a young age that life is what it is, because literally people don't have anybody but that brotherhood of whatever they're doing.
So
you know what I
do you
mean?
think that that's why, because that's such a wild thing to like want to be when you're younger, you know? Do you think that you wanted to be in a street gang, in a crip, be a crip, because you didn't have that strong family
Yeah.
bond at home?
And that's everybody was already like, all the younger kids were already gravitating towards that life. And my dad was an ex-gang member. My cousin was a gang member, and those were the only two males. Literally, my dad had 3 sisters, and it was just my grandma. So when it was just my dad and my cousin, who was the first like born sibling, 'cause
Yeah.
he's the oldest one.
Yeah.
Like, he followed my dad, and they were both East Side San Diego. They ran with the Mexicans, and when my sister was born, my dad stopped banging at like 15. But like, yeah, he was in that life, tough. Him and my cousin.
So I guess it's when you said like those dudes that were involved, the 30s or whatever, told you, because that's another thing that could have saved you, because you could have went down that route too, you know? So I mean, that's probably a very important little lesson or life lesson from a fucking 30s crip in San Diego, telling you don't fucking don't try to live this life. It's not worth it. You don't need to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They didn't. They was like, don't come out here. It was like, we don't want to see you out here, because after I told them like about me and my family, they was like, you have no reason to be here.
Yeah.
Like, you can hang out with them and stuff like that, but we don't want to see you. And you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
So that was a quick like, oh, I want to do this. No, you can't do this. Okay,
All right.
I won't do this.
That's funny. How long did you live in San Diego, or how old were you when you moved out?
I lived in San Diego until I was 18 or 19, because I had got arrested for stealing CDs and
What CDs?
a bunch of original Mac Dre. Just
Hell yeah! In
everything.
San Diego, fuck yeah.
Everything was West Coast. Everything was California people, like the Rompilations 1, 2, and 3.
Damn.
I had literally like everybody associated with Mac Dre. It was like $500 worth of CDs, and CDs back then were like $11. So.
Yeah, that's when people actually use CDs. But that's crazy that was the Bay Area music down there in SoCal. Was it like people listen to Mac Dre in San Diego?
They didn't. Like, there was a very select few who were getting hyphy where I was at, and I was part of that select few. And when we would play the music anywhere else, like if it was Mac Dre or Southern music, because Southern music was big too when I was in high school, people were like, what is this?
Oh, really?
Because they had never heard that. They don't know what Mac Dre is. Yeah. It gets stupid. What?
yeah, the whole slang. I mean, the slang out there is wild. But right. You're probably one of the only few people that actually bumped, Mac Dre back then. That's crazy as fuck.
I wish I would have heard of him sooner, because I didn't even know who he was until after he passed. Like, a homie put me on game, and I was like, who the fuck is this? And I didn't even have to be off a Thizzle pill to enjoy his music. Like,
yeah.
Just like his shit while I was sober would turn me up.
Oh yeah, of course. To me, it's just wild because regions of music, it's like people are kind of like in the Bay. We're really kind of protective. When I was living there, people were protective of like, hey, we're from the Bay. Like, this is our music. You go to SoCal, it's probably the same way. You probably go to New York, it's probably the same way. So I think it's dope when it's spread out, and not only Bay Area people like Mac Dre. I mean, everyone likes Mac Dre. Mm-hmm. Everyone that I talk to.
Mm-hmm. When I was in the Navy, he had haters.
Oh yeah,
everybody was hating on him because most of the people are from the East Coast, and I'm like, but we like East Coast out on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. We don't hate on East Coast. We do now because of what y'all are putting out, what they're putting out. But, like, I was like, you don't see people hating on Biggie or Tupac. You don't see people hating on Big L. You don't see people hating on Greg Mack. You see people hating on P Diddy, but I mean, it's P Diddley.
Yeah, like, P Diddley, Puffy, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not too big of a fan of that guy. Why did you? Well, you got arrested for CDs, and did they got the CDs back, and you still got arrested,
and they still took me to jail, and the judge was going to like give me like 5 years of probation and all this shit, and my grandfather, who was ex-military, talked to the judge, and I guess for some strange reason, they had known each other from past military.
The judge,
the judge and
your
my
grandpa.
grandfather.
That's fucking weird.
And my grandfather was like, he'll join the military if you just like take all this shit away.
Okay.
And so I fucking ended up enlisting in the Navy. And I was kind of excited about it because of all the stories my grandpa would tell me. But when I got in that shit, it was nothing like what my grandpa had told me. Because after 9/11, the military completely changed. Like,
oh yeah,
they used to have fun and used to know like when to party and when to work. But then after 9/11, like it was like no more party. Like, you guys got curfews now when we go on deployments. Like, so even though we went places, I had to be back on the ship by 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a 15-year-old kid again.
So where would you guys dock at?
I went to like 13 or 16 different countries, and they were all third world. We went on this, they call it an Eastern Pack, and you just go across like Eastern Europe, like Croatia and Istanbul. I forget what sea it was that we went through, but I don't remember a lot about it because I don't miss really much about it. It's just cool to be like, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, I bet. But you couldn't really. So when they dock and you go out and you want to have fun, you can't. You have to come back at a certain. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's kind of like a buzzkill. You want to go explore the fucking different countries.
We're 20, we're 21, 22, and we want to go to bars or clubs, but there ain't no bars or clubs popping at 7 o'clock at night.
No.
We can't experience the nightlife.
So, sounds like your military. Wasn't something you enjoyed?
That shit sucked.
Really?
That shit sucked. That shit was what it was. Like, I figured if I'm signing my soul to you, like, what the fuck is all this extra shit I gotta go through? And then on top of that, people at McDonald's are making more money than you.
Oh yeah, you guys don't. I don't know what it was back then, but I know like there's benefits and shit. But I'm pretty sure you guys don't get paid shit. I don't know.
Nah, not after unless you're smart enough and do schooling to be an officer, or get lucky and come out of boot camp as a high rank. But you're not making shit for your first 2.5 years. So
when you were in there the whole time, you were pretty much probably
living on a ship,
but like losing your fucking mind because you're angry probably.
On a ship full of guys.
I would be angry too. That sounds kind of fucking horrible. So when you get out of after the military, how long were you? 2 years? 2.5 years?
2.5 years.
So after that, where do you go?
I stayed in Jacksonville, Florida for a little bit because that's where I was stationed at, and I was staying with this girl, and it didn't work out because she wanted kids and stuff, and I wasn't ready for kids. So we parted ways, and I fucking hopped in my truck and I drove 3 days back to California.
3 days from Florida?
Yeah, straight line. I drove for like 27 hours straight at one point, like besides stopping to get gas.
Where was your destination in California?
My homeboy's house.
Where's that?
In San Diego.
Oh, okay.
But at the time, like, my family didn't know I wasn't out of the military yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was like I had to break the news to them when I was already there. They're like, what are you doing here?
It's an awkward interaction. How'd that turn out?
I mean, it sucked at first, but they got over it. Like, they realized once I explained to them what happened and why decisions were made, they were like, it's understandable, but damn, you only had 2 years left. And I was like, yeah, but... well,
yeah, fuck it. Were you planning on going back to San Diego and probably just hanging out there for as long as possible, or did you get ready to? I want to do something else.
I don't know, because after the military, like that kind of was like the beginning of a downhill fucking shit bag storm in my life.
After the military,
yeah, because.
Well, let's talk about it.
Because, like, I don't know, man. That shit was kind of heartbreaking because I had this whole plan, you know. My grandpa, like, raised me, like, make a plan, do this plan, blah, 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 blah. And you come up with this plan, and it's like, damn, this plan could actually fucking work. You know, I might actually be able to do what the fuck I want, do this 20, be retired at 40 years old, and collect a check for the rest of my life. And when that shit don't work out, when you make a plan that deep into your future and that shit gets cut, like, nothing ever mattered. Like, that shit, that shit sucked.
How do you react to that when you realize
I should just shut down. I just shut down. Didn't want to do shit. Didn't want to do shit. Then I was strong. I was hella strong. So that's all you had to do on a ship was fucking work out. So it's lost all my strength, lost all my gains, lost all my confidence, lost my car. Car got repoed, causing battles at home because I'm just not doing shit with my life. So I get kicked out. Now I'm homeless.
Homeless in San Diego. I mean,
homeless in San Diego as a 21-year-old, like, and in San Diego, people have expectations of you.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hinting at. Is like I feel like San Diego, that's a kind of a prosperous, in a way, like desired place.
It's the finest city in America for a reason, and it's not that fine though. Like the people out there. Like at the nice places anyways, the places where you actually want to go, they're hella bougie.
Oh yeah.
And then like they don't like to see different. Like no matter, like racism still exists out there, and yes, like they get weirded out when people of color come around, and you know, going to so many schools, you know, as you can see, I got dreadlocks and stuff like that. No matter what school I went to, what part of the city I was in, the first people to ever accept me were black people. No matter what, the first person to step in and be like, hey, you know, at lunchtime, like, hey, come sit down with us, tell me your story.
Yeah.
Black people. Nobody else. And I don't know why, because I know I look different. Shit, I'm this freaking tan dude with curly hair. Like, you don't know what I am, and I'm a freaking mutt.
Yeah.
Japanese, Mexican, American Indian, and Polish. So I wasn't Mexican enough to hang with the Mexicans. I wasn't Asian enough to chill with the Asians. And I didn't really click with white people, and so black people is where it was at. And that's just, I learned the culture. I learned how children, you know, their families were, and like they were honestly just a more fun people to be around in general.
Is it hard growing up, especially being mixed? Like you were saying, you can't really kick it with the Asian people because I'm not full. Because I'm half Mexican or whatever. I can't really hang out with the Mexicans. American Indian, that's a rare fucking person to even find. Does that fuck with your mind, or does it add confusion?
Hella.
That's four different races in one. That's a fucking weird place to be.
And it's for not only 4 different races. It's like 2 of the races are native to this land. One of the races was literally put in internment camps in California, and the other race was being thrown into freaking tanks with the Jews back in the day. So it's like I don't know none of my culture besides what they taught us in U.S. history, which I know is probably a bunch of bullshit to begin with.
Yeah, I don't trust the textbooks, to be honest.
So my grandma, she wanted to be American. Mom, you already know, so I don't know any of my Mexican heritage. And I couldn't get to know it because I couldn't hang out with people. I wasn't being accepted by my people.
Yeah.
It was like they wanted me to be this way, and I'm like, I'm not that way. I am me.
So how do you react to that? Like knowing you can't, in your mind, and kind of how it works in your situation, you don't know where you fit, and you say you start hanging out with black people, but how does it confuse you? Like, not like look in the mirror, like what do I look like, but like who I am as a person. Does it confuse you? Like growing up, I don't know where I stand. I don't know who I really am.
Yeah, I always feel lost. That's probably why I move around so much, because I don't know where I belong.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to find like my place. Like I'm 34 and I'm still searching for myself. You know, I thought I was supposed to find that shit out a long time ago.
Yeah.
But apparently not. And I'm a slow, I don't know, I'm a late bloomer, I guess. That's what I meant.
Late bloomer, yeah.
But yeah, and then you got my family, they didn't like that I hung out with black people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I don't, they wanted me to hang out with white people. I'm like, I don't get along with white people. Because I don't got what they got.
Yeah.
Like, you start buying me all the white people shit, Dad, and then maybe I might have a reason. Like, they might give me a reason to say, oh yeah, you can hang out with us because you got what we got.
Yeah.
But when you don't got what they got, like the nice clothes and the nice shoes all the time, like we weren't poor, but we weren't struggling either. Like, or wait a minute, we weren't struggling, but we weren't rich either.
Yeah.
So it's like, I got new clothes, but those clothes were gonna last the whole year. Like there was no, you know what I mean. So,
and so when you're when you're living in your car in situations like, so you're 21 living in your car. Did you have a girl at the time?
No, I was single. Definitely not getting no girl living in your car.
No, well, because you were telling me that when you did have a girl, you had a girlfriend and you guys were living together in the car together.
That was further down the road in life. But that was this one was the first time I went homeless. I've been homeless a few times.
How do your first time going homeless? I mean, fuck, dude, I can't relate. I don't know what the fuck I would be scared shitless. And not to mention, I'm not the most resourceful motherfucker out there. But with you having to do everything on your own, kind of being by yourself a lot, and do you become resourceful naturally just because of how you move? You went to 5 different high schools. You kind of have to become resourceful, learn how to adapt. Did that help you out in any way without losing your fucking mind, having to live in your car, kind of understanding this is kind of, I've already been used to kind of being lost and figuring it out on my own.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, my life wasn't the best, but it damn sure wasn't the worst. But I'm thankful for all the shit that I did go through, because it made me strong enough to handle those situations. Because apparently, from when I tell people, like, yeah, I've done this and been through that, yeah, sure, I haven't been through shootouts. You know, my family house hasn't been shot up. I know people that have been shot. I know people that have been died. But I didn't have, you know, when you go to so many schools, you don't develop those relationships with those people before they pass.
Yeah.
And you just figure out how good of people they are afterwards.
After the fact.
Yeah.
So when you're in your car and you're homeless, like, what is your plan, I guess, in that as a 20? Because when I was 21, all I cared about was that I can go to bars and and I can drink legally. That's all was on my mind. Working out Whole Foods and going to bars. Like, did you think, like, I got to get out of the situation? Were you like, fuck it, I'm gonna see how long I can do this? Were you genuinely wondering if you're losing your fucking mind if you kept living that way? I mean, I just try to put myself in that situation. I would fucking lose it fast.
You know, I remember, like, that part of my life sucked so bad, I've kind of like tuned it out.
Okay.
I know that's where I could have went a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. Like, I could have definitely started hurting people, robbing people, because other people were doing that I knew of. And at that time, I wanted to go do it, and I even tried it one day, but I chickened out. Like, I was like, at the last moment, I was like, I can't do it. And then, so we ended up not doing it. But then the next day we ended up finding out there wasn't nothing anyways to begin with.
Worked out, some spiritual shit worked out perfectly for that.
Bro, and that happened to me on more than one occasion. There was another story where me and my friends went to a party in another, part of town we're not from. And I started off cool, but once the girls started to gravitate towards us, the energy changed.
Of course.
The energy changed because we weren't afraid to, like, dance or gig, you know what I'm saying? So girls are automatically like, oh, you guys are guys and not wallflowers? Like, these guys out here don't dance. Like, so when that happened, things went south fast, because apparently one of the girls was already dating one of the guys who was there. And I was like, okay, we need to go. And they was like, nah, we can stay. It's all good. Nothing's going to happen. And nothing happened, but I was like, bro, I'm about to leave. And I had drove, so I was like, you're either coming or you're staying. Yeah. And so they ended up coming, and they were bitching about it. But the next day, they had found out that a person had brought a gun to chase us out of the party already. After we had left, though.
So in that situation, do you feel like, I don't know how to explain it, like everything kind of happens things could go, both those stories you told me could have gone, the first one where you're going to rob someone, didn't work out, and this, like, those could have went south so fast. And, like, do you ever, I don't know, I keep saying, do you think about that? But those are situations I would dwell on. Like, I don't know. I trip about being in the gym, awkward fucking interaction with like the fucking most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm driving home like, oh my God, dude, I fucking suck. I can't imagine like thinking like, dude, we were about to like risk our lives, risk our freedom and nothing, you know? Those are crazy.
For nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No
literally
cash.
Nothing. Yeah, yeah.
We thought there was thousands. And there was zero. So it's
Jesus
like,
Christ.
they was like, man, it's a good thing you didn't want to do that shit. And I was like, yeah, at the time it sucked, I know, but something just wasn't right. Like, I don't know. I have a conscience. You know what I'm saying? And it tells, and I feel like shit when I do bad, and I feel good about myself when I do good. Like, unintentionally doing good things that lead to helping out other people. Like, you didn't even expect it. Like, that's like the best fucking feeling in the world when you can make somebody's day. Like, if that could be money, I'd be the richest man in the world.
Do you think like you're naturally kind of, you always were a good person, as in like a good intentioned person?
I try to be.
Is it hard to, is it like a switch, or is it when you say you try to be, is it hard to, or is it easy to not be a good person, or like, I don't know how to explain it.
I try to be, because I try to interact with people. It's so easy to just be alone. Like, that's why it doesn't bother me to be alone, because it's simple. There's nobody to have to worry about judging me. There's nobody having to worry about liking me. Like, I'm not, even though I don't choose to impress people, I don't, like, there's no expectations. So I don't gotta, there's nobody to meet up. I could just be chilling at my house alone, and I became like my best friend.
Well, I think, because you were telling me about this off camera before, like how, because we're in similar situations when it comes down to cities that I don't have a clique out here, I don't have any homies, but I feel like, especially these days, I feel like a lot of people I know, and just in general, they can't be by themselves. Like, they're not comfortable with who they have to be in the mix at a party, or they have to look like they're on social media. They have to post like, I'm having a fucking good time. But I feel like a lot of them would be miserable by themselves. Do you think, I mean, I personally think, but do you think it's a fucking strong ass asset to your life knowing that I'm comfortable with myself, I'm my own best friend, I can go to do whatever I want by myself, and it doesn't bother me?
In today's world, yeah. In today's world where we're surrounded by likes, subscribes, and shit, like, yeah. Like, I don't have social media. The most social media I do is YouTube. That's about as social media as I get.
That's the best one, dude.
And like, I used to have social media, but it all goes down to not being always a new guy. You don't develop friendships, so it's like you're the guy with 8 friends, while everybody else has thousands of freaking friends because they've stayed where they were at.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And me, I got 8 friends from 8 different places. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got. So it's like, and then they got their own lives. You know what I mean? Like, my life doesn't revolve around watching your life. Like, I'm glad you're having a good life. You're having children or doing whatever y'all are doing, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna live my life the way I want.
When you're saying how this generation, it's all, because I hate it too, and I'm younger than you, but my generation, my age group is more the ones doing it, but the whole likes, the artificial likes, selfies, like and subscribe, hit that notification button, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that, to me, it's like, I know we're doing this, like, I like a podcast, but that world to me just seems so, even when you were lifting yesterday and we saw that chick walk up to the squat rack, take a picture, and then walk away,
didn't do anything.
Shit, nothing. Like, doesn't that, do you ever like think of that, like, where are we going as, like, just not a society, but this is, I don't know, it just seems like it's getting worse to me, the artificial bullshit.
This is probably the hardest adaptation in my life I've had to adapt to, is what society is becoming, and it's too electronic for me, and I'm too analog. Like, when you grow up and all you really do is like wash dishes while everybody else is texting on Sidekicks.
Oh, like, my God, yeah.
There's nothing you can do. Like, I was I was like a bum compared to the rest of the kids, because literally everybody I knew had Sidekicks when those things was popping, and I think I had the brick Nokia. Those
you could throw those across a fucking football field and they wouldn't break, dude.
Yeah, I had Snake while they was scrolling through their MySpace.
Snake's cool. Oh man, actually I don't know. MySpace was so cool.
MySpace was, and I was late on literally everything, where I was growing up in the era where I could have been one of the first to be on it, but instead I was one of the last to be on everything. So, you know, last come to the supper table.
But maybe you were just way ahead of your time, because I'm looking at, so I just re-downloaded Instagram just to post these, but within like the 5 weeks that I had no social media, and that sounds lame, but it's 5 weeks, it's fucking amazing. Like, it felt, I didn't compare, because I compare myself, comparing, seeing, oh, we just bought a house, oh, we're having twins, like, oh my god, I'm fucking hungover in my bed, I slept with my shoes on last night. Shit like that. So I'd be like, fuck, man. So I think maybe it could be a positive. I mean, no social media and being by yourself. I've been really big on the whole being alone thing and being comfortable with yourself. I think it's a fucking amazing feeling. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can go play basketball right now, shoot hoops, smoke a bowl, whatever you gotta do, go buy shoes, all that shit by yourself. To me, like I was saying, a lot of people, I feel like they need some sort of interaction daily with other people. Where's the party at? Let's go here, let's go there. I don't know. The reason I do these is because it's cool to get people's perspectives on a one-on-one thing and record it. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you on just being your own best friend. That's important, because if you're not comfortable with yourself, fuck, good luck fucking finding a girl, you know, or have fun being happy the rest of your life.
And I used to be that way. I used to be that guy that was like, where's the party at? Where's this at? Where's that at? Because, like, after going through all the experiences I was going through, like, drugs eventually found their way into my life when I was like 27, and I had done Molly for the first time, and that was a life-changing experience in itself.
27's bro, super late bloomer.
People were doing that shit in high school.
Oh yeah.
And I was saying no. I was like, nah, I'm straight. I'm scared of that shit. I was scared. Like, I was like, nah, I'll be the guy that sits there and dies off that shit, you know, because people were dying off of it.
Oh yeah.
But then you find out it's because they were abusing the fuck out of it. And boy, if I would have been doing that in high school, I probably wouldn't be here.
Sounds like you should have died all the way back to 1 in a fucking pool.
Bro,
dumped over.
You want to talk about going into deep thought?
Yeah, bring it on.
Thinking back to that time, all the time. If I died, and what if that soul left, and a new soul came in when they resuscitated me? And this soul isn't the original owner of this body. Like, I'd be thinking about shit like that. And then it's like, and then death, like, I don't even want to talk again. That's a whole nother session, man, because death it used to be scary to me, and it still is kind of scary to me, but now I'm more accepting of it because it's going to happen. Now I'm more thinking about afterwards.
That's fucking funny you say that, because I end up talking about death on every podcast, because I'm in a psychology of death and dying class right now. I talked about this with my dad on the first episode, but the last 4 months, I've gone like every day, like thinking about death. Everyone always thinks about it. It's the one question that we don't have the answer to. But did you ever go through life thinking like today could be the day, or like I wonder if it's like almost predicting your death, or thinking about it so much that you're like manifesting it to become reality, and then you start getting fucking paranoid?
You would think that with how much I think about it, but nah, it doesn't scare me to where I'm like you said, is this gonna be the day? Like that I don't think about. But when, you know, I got ADHD, so from, you know, my mom was doing drugs while I was in the stomach, my thought process is like, like mile a minute.
Yeah.
Like I'm just flying. So many thoughts go through my head so fast. When I find a thought that I can actually think about, like I dive deep just as fast. So it's like, from that death, I'm thinking, if we've existed for thousands of years, I'm thinking of thousands of years into death. Like, what? Okay, I'm dead. Okay, it's been 1,000 years since I've died. What?
Yeah, no, because when I said this on the last one, like the thought of nothingness, like, because I always it's not so much manifesting it, today's gonna be the day, but now I think like what's afterwards. My best friend passed away last August, and I always think like, oh, does that fool like does he fuck with me when funny shit happens? Because he always crack me up. is he fuck? Because and then I'll have like dreams, and it'll pop up in my dreams, and I wake up laughing. I'm like, dude, did that motherfucker just like come and fuck with me for a little bit, say what's up? Or then you can think of this way, which is where I've been starting to think is just nothing. It's just you die, and it's just like before you're born. You think that way?
Sometimes.
That thought scares the fuck out of me more than anything.
And then sometimes I think about like how Mexicans believe in death. Like, if you don't have a legacy and nobody remembers you or knows you, that's when you go into that nothingness, when you're forgotten. And that's the kind of thing that sucks about being a loner like myself. I think about that and I'm like, sure, I'm perfectly fine being by myself and I don't give a damn whether I'm around people or not. But at the end of the day, when I die, who's going to remember my energy?
Well, we're on a podcast. This might be fucking viral. You might fucking be in the afterlife forever, dude. You might never go into nothingness.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then kind of like Native Americans, they kind of had like a similar process about death. Like, if they're never forgotten, they'll always exist.
That's but
energy is you can't defeat it.
Yeah, you can't kill energy and your soul. I mean, the whole thing with death is like, we're just bodies.
No.
I have hair, you have hair, we're wearing clothes, but the spirit, it's too fucking strong. Like, it's just, I don't know. You can't really predict, because you have to die to understand what happens, but that's the thing I think about when people, like, fight over religion and all that shit. Like, why are we're all going to die one day. I feel like that's when you get the answers, you know? Mm-hmm. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. You get the answers when you die, so let's just fucking chill the fuck out. Yeah. If you're a Christian, I'm a Catholic, or wherever the fuck, don't matter.
Well, or either that or there is no answer.
Yeah.
We just are.
Yep.
That's it. Like, and then like, that's another thing that's hard to develop, like a kind of drive when you think like that too. Like, for what? What am I gonna try hard for? So I could have nice things, so I could leave nice things for my children. I mean, what other? That has to be our life.
Are you a material person?
I'm not. I try not to be. I don't have many things, so I don't know if trying to keep the little bit of things that I have nice so they'll last me a long time is materialistic.
That's resourceful.
Okay.
That's what that is. That's
okay.
Good.
So I don't think about it as, damn, I need to keep buying this over and over, or that's just replaceable. Like, because certain things aren't replaceable.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
The things that aren't replaceable are usually the most important things.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is I've been given by somebody that I care about. So like, I don't have a bunch of meaningless stuff.
Do you mean like, because like we're talking about the artificial world, everyone wants things and cars and I want to look like this. I the older I get, I wouldn't get out of my mom's fucking car to drop me off to kindergarten because I didn't have my ankle socks on. I had to look fresh with the ankle socks. I wouldn't get out of the car. I had to have my puka shells.
I was the kid that wasn't scared to tell his dad I love you in front of everybody in the school and then straight up kiss him in his mouth goodbye.
Really?
Like I used to, like, up until, like, we probably stopped doing that like around middle school. But yeah, like, I used to kiss my dad on the mouth and a lot of people thought that was fucking weird. But I was like, well, I used to kiss a lot of my family members. Like, that was just what you kiss babies on the mouth. That's not weird to you?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, no, but when you're 12 or 11 and you're kissing your dad, it's like, okay, well, I guess.
Did you, when you said you went through like a downward spiral and you lost your confidence, before that kind of dark path, did you not give a fuck what anyone thought? Like, you were just like, I'm James.
I give a fuck what everybody thought.
Oh, really? So I have too.
I don't anymore.
I'm starting to finally get there. It took me 25 years.
That was about the time where I stopped giving a fuck, was about 24, 23.
Really?
Yeah.
That's around the time, I guess, when dudes, like, our brains develop or whatever, but.
I was smart. I was a smart fucking kid. But because I didn't want to be labeled a nerd or, like, bullied or picked on, or I dumbed myself down and basically became a class clown because it was easier to put smiles on people's faces rather than get A's on tests.
It's more satisfactory to make people laugh, huh, than make good grades, huh? I fucking agree with that completely.
But I could have been.
Yeah.
That's another could have. That's another could have, man, because I was scared of intelligence then, because of, like, that time growing up. Like, you were a nerd in school, you definitely wasn't having no friends except other nerds.
Yeah.
Looking back at it now, you know what? I'd probably still talk to that nerd friend until this day if I
Oh
would
yeah.
have been a nerd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What was the switch for you when you were about 24, 25? You're like, I don't care what people think now. Like, because I'm practicing it now, but what was your switch to really just, I don't give a fuck?
Being homeless, like, for, like, the second, third time by then. And, like, I was like, you know what? People can't help. People either aren't going to help or people really can't help. And when you can't help other people, people like to forget about you.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go
Fuck
from
yeah.
a person who can help, now you can't help. Oh, you're no longer any use to me. Goodbye. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's true. It's just so fucked up to think about.
Real shit. Because it's like when I had it, anybody I hung out with had it. I don't give a fuck. If I didn't know you, you had it too. And that's probably a bad thing, but...
Because you can get used?
Yeah, and I did. Because as soon as I didn't have it and I started asking for it...
Nope. Sorry.
Why?
Yeah, damn.
What? You never done that before? What? Yeah, motherfucker.
That probably just adds to your trust issues.
Yeah. Like,
Isn't that? Oh man, that's like a fucked up way to live. But it's not so much your fault. It's the interactions you kind of been dealt with, or people you've been dealt with,
Yeah.
the family, I guess.
yeah. It's just to make sure you surround yourself with good people. Like, don't just be so quick to make friends. Learn who they are before you're like... Friend is a strong word in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Friend is right up there with love. Like,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I don't think people understand it still. I thought I did, and I'm single now, so apparently I don't.
How is being single, is that because how long were you in a relationship for?
Like 10.5 years.
Fuck, that's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And this was recent.
Yeah.
A recent breakup.
Like November.
So how is that? Has this shifted? I mean, you kind of told me that it's like a mutual thing, but 10 years with I have no idea. So like how that's almost like, in a way you can compare it to, in a way, getting out of fucking prison at 10 years, going back to society, regular civilian life. Not obviously not saying you with that chick, she kept you prisoner, but like,
right.
Is it a weird transition?
Hella. I'm still...
God, I'm fucking these questions up. I'm dragging them on.
Nah. I'm still second guessing myself to this day, like, because in the back of my head, I'm like, oh damn, what about her? Or
other girls?
No, her, like thinking about, because when we was together, everything I was doing for us. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I would have to stop and think, like, okay, how is this going to impact us if I spend money on this? Or, what does she need? And now it's like I gotta just worry about myself, and it's easier, but I still find myself like, damn, do I need 2 of these? Because I'm still thinking, and I don't. I just need one. And
Does it fuck with your head?
yeah, because we was, when you're together with somebody for 10 years, you guys develop a relationship where you're like finishing each other's sentences.
Oh yeah,
like,
I bet.
Y'all laugh at the same. Y'all become one. Literally, y'all are 2 halves of one being.
Yeah.
Like, and then to lose that, it sucks. I'm glad it wasn't a bad breakup, because that probably would have made the feeling a lot worse. But yeah, not having that person there, not rolling over and waking up and being able to like kiss your significant other, that shit sucks. That feeling like, okay, this person loves me. Like, that feeling, that's a good feeling too. When you could just know somebody has your back.
That's it. That's the one thing I think out of all of it. Like, I've been single for fucking ever, but not having a girl to like actually take all the other extra bonus shit with it. But like, I guess someone that actually cares, that's like a feeling. Fucking one day I want that shit. Maybe that girl at the gym. Anyways,
I'm hoping for you. All right, I'm gonna put in a good word for you. Is what I'm gonna do.
Right
okay.
on. Hi, I'm James.
Yeah, this is my friend, Oscar.
Yeah, I'm Hispanic. I'm from, I don't know, I'm from fucking San Jose. Anyways, yeah, that's a big void that's created, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I'm so removed from that, so I don't even know what it's like. But I mean, is that another thing that to adjust to? Not just, do I buy this for 2 of us? Not just that adjusting, but I don't know, everyday life. Because now you're really alone. I guess I'm not shitting on you because I'm alone all the time too.
I don't take it like that stuff don't bother me.
Oh, okay.
Like where it would bother other people, but I really am. Like I cook, I clean. Like it's a good thing. I was going through all that shit at a
Yeah.
younger age.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not a messy guy.
Yeah.
So women, if you want a guy who will help cook, clean, wash dishes, do your laundry, wipe your feet, you know, and do other things for you, I'm 6'4" and a mixed breed, and you know, I've learned a lot from my 10-year relationship.
I'm funny. Yeah. Well, I just think that being in a, you know, that's a fucking commitment. Were you guys planning on having kids?
You know, it was so, having kids is scary. Bringing life.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get excited about having kids when you can barely take care of yourself. Like I'm renting a room. Like I can't take care of myself.
Me too.
Let alone have a child. Like if I had a child right now, what? That would be so unfair.
But that's a response. Okay, wow. See, putting it that way, because I see so many people having kids. I'm like, dude, you should not be doing that. Why are you? Don't bring kids into the world. You can't.
Yeah.
And then what happens? I don't know. I'm not interacting with those people, but from an outside perspective, I see it. So when you say that's unfair, that's a fucking special way to put it, because it is unfair.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have shit, why were you to bring someone into this world that needs shit? You know?
Exactly. A world that's driven by, like, sure, but you can have kids and struggle, but I don't want that. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to see my kid seeing me struggle and feeling bad, like, damn, my dad's got to work hard for this.
Yeah.
And, you know, if he didn't, maybe his life would be easier, because I used to think like that with my dad. You know, as I got older, like, damn, if I didn't do all that stupid shit, you know, like, my dad's life would have been way easier too, you know, if I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he chose not to have me, and he had a full ride scholarship to Arizona Diamondbacks, third baseman.
Fuck.
And instead of going to college, he chose to stay back and work and, you know, kind of be there for me. Like,
I've heard that story so many times, though. I think because you were telling me that, but crazy opportunity, and then kid, and then I can't go to the Diamondbacks now. I just fucking I gotta take care of this kid. That's a wild. That's a crazy could have been.
I said Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
I meant the full ride scholarships to the Diamondbacks. Aren't they? What are they?
Yeah.
They're the Sun Devils, right? Something like Arizona Sun Devils.
Arizona, yeah. Well, I'm baseball. I used to play baseball. I should know that you can't get a full ride. Yeah, dude, I got a full ride to fucking Diamondbacks, bro. From high school, I'm a fucking pro, dude. That's fucking hilarious. So we got a full ride, and that's like one of the best college baseball colleges.
See, and I didn't know, but he probably deep down maybe even regretted having me. Who knows? And maybe that's why he was more worried about other things.
Like he resented, but that's a crazy concept, because you didn't ask to be born.
And I've never asked him that personally, but
Maybe,
choices,
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no point in knowing that type of stuff or bringing up those types of thoughts again if he did have those thoughts, because he doesn't have them anymore, and our relationship's pretty good now. And
so are you good at kind of blocking these kind of thoughts out, as in, like, did my dad this, or like my mom? You good at that? I mean, yeah. I'm not helping by fucking bringing them up, but.
No, it's only because I've thought about it so much. Like I said, like 1,000 mile a minute going through my head, and I've thought about everything, you know, to the 20th power.
Oh yeah.
All these questions that you're asking me now, and so that's why it doesn't bother me, because I've already been through so many scenarios, like that scene where Doctor Strange is just going through like a million scenarios, and he finally finds the one. That's me 24/7.
Have you ever been prescribed anything?
Yeah, when I was young, my dad put me on Ritalin, and that had me drooling in my seat at school, so he took it off.
So it did, because I don't know how the ADHD meds work. I mean, I've done some, but not because I need them. I was just like, let me get one, dude.
That's the only one I've been on.
Ritalin.
Yeah, Ritalin.
So it made
that
you
shit,
drool.
They don't make that shit no more.
So it made you drool because you were hyperactive, right? Is that ADHD?
Mm-hmm. Yep, kind of hyper, but more of like I couldn't focus.
Yeah. So when you would be on that shit, it would fucking get you all dopey, like fucking Goomland. Oh really?
No, he would come home and I would just be on the couch like,
damn.
It's because of the whatever. I guess Redland was like a lightweight horse tranquilizer in a way. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of kids these days, like high school, middle schoolers, are on Adderall.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's fucked up, dude. Like, I don't know.
Never
like,
done that.
I haven't either. I haven't done it like 200 times, dude. I have not done it 200 times. But I think, don't you think that's a little scary to put your kid on Adderall at a young age?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even like taking medicine now. Why would I want to put my kids on medicine? If my kid has a chemical imbalance, I'm going to figure out there's got to be a way to cope with it. There's got to be, and if there's not, then you got to look at somebody who can do it for him that you can't.
What about, would you put your kid on CBD? Any
Yes.
CBD? Yeah, that's the thing to me is, if you look up like statistics, like that shit actually helps, and there's no side effects you're not gonna be drooling.
Nope.
If you eat a fucking brownie, you might be. I've drooled many times off fucking pop brownies, but you're not gonna give a kid, if CBD.
There's no potency. Well,
yeah.
I mean, kind of, but there's no THC.
You don't get high.
Yeah,
you don't get the
get high,
psychoactive
yeah.
effects.
Yeah.
So you would instead. That's to me a great substitute is
Yeah.
CBD instead of Adderall. Fuck yeah.
I wish CBD would have been around when I was young, but I don't even know if my dad would have took the chance, because if he would have heard anything about pot being with it, he probably would have said no.
So you did Molly for your first time when you were 27. When's the first time you smoked weed?
15.
So, and Molly was like the first time you really did a drug other than weed?
I tried shrooms at 20. I was like 22.
I tried shrooms on the
23.
last podcast. I'm not doing that ever again. Yeah. It was like mid-podcast. My cousin, he's like, I brought gifts. And I was like, what? And then, started like, I was like, camera shut off towards the end. But I was like, hey, we should like cut this off. I'm trying to see shit. But when you did Molly, the first time you did Molly, and I'm not going to, I know what that feels like. And it feels fucking awesome. But what was your reaction? Like,
I loved it.
But like, was it a scary, like, oh, fuck, I want to do this shit all the time?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah. It was more of like, why was I so scared of it?
Oh, okay.
I was nervous I was glad actually that I hadn't done it in high school, like I said, because I would have abused the fuck out of it, like the rest of my people were doing. Like, I'm a shy guy. I'm surprised I'm doing this right now, but
this is going way fucking better than what I thought. By the way, I was out there like, dude, I'm wasting this fucker's time right now. So this is dope. But when you did that, did it make you want to do experience not just Molly but other drugs too?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yep. Because then I wanted to try acid.
Oh, I'm not down.
It was surprisingly is probably one of the safest things.
Yep.
Besides like shrooms or weed, like acid is a lot of natural ingredients, and sure, it's got to be put together. But I mean, it's stuff that you could find. It's not stuff that needs to be made.
So you tried it?
I tried it, didn't like it. I'm not a psychedelics type of guy.
What happened? I've never done it. I'm never gonna do it.
Bro, I had a couple visuals that I can remember, but for the most part, it was just black.
Oh, really?
It was just the strongest feeling of loneliness in the world. I would just, every 10 minutes, I would say hello just to make sure somebody was next to me.
Were you? Oh, you're with people, obviously.
Yeah.
How many people?
3. Just 3 guys who had all done it before and who I was cool with. I was hella cool with them. Like, I would trust them with a lot of stuff, but not 100%, of course.
Were they on it too?
No.
Okay, so, and was that a weird thing like you came out of when you felt alone?
Yeah,
but you're with people.
They talk shit.
They were talking shit when you were high?
No, afterwards.
Oh.
Afterwards. It was, they would always bring it up every chance they got to be like, oh, yeah, like when Jane couldn't do this because he was so acid. I was like, bro, first of all, I'll beat the fuck out of you.
Dude, you sound like me right now. It's crazy.
Second of all, I was on acid, homie. What the fuck?
Did you have you like cut them off because of that, talking shit?
No, I cut them off because I was in a bad place in my life and I was doing too much coke and I was becoming a bad person. Like, I'm already not emotional like that, but coke really made it to where, like, oh, I don't really give a fuck. Like, fuck everything about your emotion and how you feel. Like, all that matters is me.
And were you doing that by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
All the time?
Like, every weekend. And then it got to the point where I was doing it, like, at work.
Yep. And
then I was like, nah, I can't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit will kill me. You know what I'm saying? So
When you say your homies, you're talking shit though. Remind me, because when you say I'll beat the fuck out of you, I've said that to like a couple of the coworkers actually, seriously too. But have you ever felt like people are like, maybe because you're more of a, I don't know, not a loner, but do you feel more vulnerable for people to, have been not a victim of bullying, but like when you're with your homies, you're the one that gets shit talked to the most?
yeah, because I don't follow.
Okay,
I won't follow them and do what they do. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
maybe that's the reason. Yeah, I'm just, because what you're saying is reminding me of me, and I was thinking like, dude, why am I shit talking too? But like, why the fuck am I always the one out of all of us in the circle? I'm gonna get it.
When the majority has a way of thinking, and you're the one person who goes against the grain, they have no problem making you the outcast or making you feel like you're less important in the group, because you're not. Fuck. You're not, even though you ride. You know what I'm saying? And I never understood that. How come we can't be cool and have different views? Like, isn't that the point of people? Like, why do we all got to think the same and not be cool with each other? Oh, because you like that president and I like this, we can't be cool no more?
That's a big fucking problem right now. You know, especially it's like, you like that and I like this when we can't be friends still. I don't give a fuck.
Why do I got to be this? Because I have this opinion about that.
And I know people, family members, family friends that like beef. They don't fucking delete off Facebook and fucking. I'm like, because the fucking politics, goddamn.
Like, if I like you, I'm not gonna give a fuck how you see shit, what you do in your spare time.
Yep.
That shit don't bother me. I don't like you because of what you like to do in your life. I like you because of the energy that you give off and because you could hold a conversation that we could both talk about. You know what I'm saying? And then some people mesh, some people don't. And there's just enough people to mesh with.
I'm big on this too, the energy thing, because I agree 100%. The whole, can you feel a room out when you're with people and the energy? Like,
sure.
It could be the most beautiful fucking female ever, or just a really cool homie, or any situation, but the energy's just not there. Honestly, I have to fucking remove myself. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking like having maybe not anxiety, but just the energy fucks with me. If I know it's not like right now, this is good because we're on the same weight. Like, I know it sounds we're on the same wavelength, bro. I smoke weed, bro, but it's true.
It is true. It is true. But either when you're a 6'4" guy who's not black with an afro and walking into parties, you automatically, everybody's just like, who is this dude? I don't know you. Where it comes, because I'm not from here. Like, then girls starts looking, and then everybody starts grabbing their girl's hand harder and stuff like that. And I'm not even that type of guy. I'm too shy. I wouldn't even know what to say to your girl to begin with. But you guys, just because of the people I hang out with, because they can get girls, now so people are just gonna assume, oh, he gets girls too because he's with them. And like, no, that it couldn't be further from the truth. I can't get girls.
Yeah,
I can't.
So you think that people looked at you like, maybe just the people you're hanging out with, but you say you're having an afro walking into parties and they automatically assume something of you, but personally, because it's you can tell I'm not that. You guys think that because of the way I look, but I'm not that way at all. Yeah. I get that shit. I've gotten that shit in elevators because I have tattoos. People like clutching their fucking husbands. Like, I'm not gonna rob you guys, dude. Like, I'm stoned right now. I'm actually like in the casino with my mom. I'm actually looking for my mom right now, and you guys think I'm gonna rob you because I have tattoos all over. You know? It's true. I told Tanner about that, and he was like laughing hella hard. Like, Charlie, I'm in the elevator, just 21, 22, like at a just casino, fucking high as fuck, and like this couple's just looking at me like he's gonna pull a gun out on us. I'm like, dude, I'm stoned, and I have to fucking pee my pants right now. Don't assume.
Some of the nicest people I've ever met have been completely blasted on their body.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Like, you would think they'd, like, if I hadn't met those people and I came to work and met you, I would have thought, damn, I wasn't expecting this nice of a guy to just pop out like with all the tattoos and stuff. But because I've met already so many people in my life, because I've been to so many places, which is an okay thing, you know, I don't judge people. You know what I mean?
When do you start to judge people? Do you ever, like, after the whole energy thing? Nah,
I judge people off their word now. Like, if you say something and you say it, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's, at the end of the day, that's all we got. Now, it's your word or nothing. Like, if you can't stand by your word, then what? How can I expect you to stand for anything?
Is it easy for you to cut people out like that? Let's say, for me, example, or Joe Schmo next to you. Oh, this fool's kind of cool. Actually, that's a bad example. Say someone that you're really close with, that you've known forever, but their words just starting to like not have value anymore. Can you just be like, all right, whatever?
I can't answer that because I don't have anybody like that in my life.
Okay, so me then. Oh no, but I work with you. I'm just trying to figure out like, cause I've been getting good at. I can just cut you out. I not to like I'm too cool for you, but it's like, dude, I'm not feeling it. Like your word ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't bring value to my life, as in the whole energy thing. I've been just noticing I can easily just not talk to you ever again. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
No beef or nothing. I don't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Simple like that.
I met people like that at my last job. Like,
Yeah.
don't talk to me, bro. Like, I don't like you. But I don't got a problem with you, but I don't like your energy. Like, we don't need to be cool. Just,
That's I've learned. Like at work, I'm like the one that's always in the jokes or whatever, like in the middle of a joke, and then I'll have those days where I just don't want to talk, and it's not personal against anyone.
mm-hmm.
But then like, damn, you're pretty quiet today, or like, what's up, man? Are you sick? Like, are you? I'm like, damn, bro, like, I can't always be the
Right.
entertainer, and that stresses me out. And then I'm thinking, fuck, dude, should I just like automatically like just change from now on and be more quiet? And I'm like, nah, because that's not me. But I don't always want to be like, yeah, and like entertain, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You always got to be. I don't want to always be on it. Anyways, enough about me. I just think that cutting people out is not as of a big deal as I thought, and you probably are way, obviously more knowing about that because of your past.
I don't even let people get close enough to get cut out. Anymore.
That's a fucking good way to put it, or a good way to live.
Like, you can't be cut out if you were never in a position to hang there in the first place.
Do you feel? I'm assuming your ex is the one person that knows the most about you.
Yes.
Does it feel kind of vulnerable knowing that you guys aren't together anymore, and there's someone out there that
Yes.
really? It's got.
But at the same time, I know she wouldn't drag me through the mud.
That's a worry. I hear stories like that all the time. You know.
And that's what leads to, because I'm pretty sure she might have been spiteful had we had a bad relationship, and she might have dragged me through the mud, but we didn't, and so she didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that feels good to end on good terms and not have to worry about, because just like, have you seen The Wire, the show The Wire?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well you gotta watch that shit. But Marlo, this is a drug dealing Baltimore great show, my favorite show. But at the end he says, he says, "My name is my name," and like that's how I feel. Like my name, like I don't want people can talk shit or whatever, but I don't want people to assume or like think things that aren't true of me. And especially like I guess we're talking about the tattoos thing, or I get self-conscious. I'm insecure as fuck in a lot of ways. When I walk into places, they're fucking looking at me. They think this or they think that. I hate that shit because I'm actually a really fucking nice person for the most part, you know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that, I mean, does that bother you? I mean, like having dreadlocks, people probably think like, this guy got green tip dreadlocks right now. You feel me?
Yeah. In the year and a half I've had them, I've probably only gotten 2, maybe 3 compliments, like besides my ex, obviously. Who knows if she really liked them? She might have just been telling me that because we was together at the time.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten one negative comment.
You never gotten a negative comment?
No, never. Never has anybody been like, "Why the fuck do you have dreads for?" But
yeah,
at the same time, I don't put myself out there enough to go through that type of experience either, because I'm never really outside of the house other than gym, basketball, or skating. There's usually not too many people around, or they're already doing their own thing.
And you moved to Oregon, right?
I did.
And so you kind of told me about that, but it wasn't working out.
No, it didn't work out in Oregon.
Why?
It didn't work out in Oregon. Bad things happened out there, and my they're just real backwards. They're still trying to catch up in times as far as seeing people and not judging them by the color of their skin. Like, they're real, like where we were at, that's where all old white people go to die, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so me and my girl were some of the tannest people in the town we lived in. And I had an afro, and their culture was Jack in the Box. That's about as cultural as they got out there.
Nice. Sounds boring.
Like, I would ask people what they were doing on the weekend, and they would tell me we're going to hang out at Walmart.
Dude, that sounds fucking horrible by itself. Do you say it was little Confederates kind of
Oh yeah, every truck,
Really?
every other truck had a Confederate flag.
You feel like uncomfortable out there?
Yeah, hella, because I could feel like it don't matter whether I could possibly look white enough or something like that. Like those type of people, they don't care. If you're different, you're different. It don't matter who you are. When they have those types of thought processes, there's no like scale. It's either you're one of them or you're not.
Do you have like how do you deal with those? I mean, did you have to interact with people or do you just knew their vibe, the energy kind of thing we're talking about, or did you actually have interactions? You're like, oh fuck, like this could go bad. Like these dudes don't like me because they're racist, obviously.
No, because all I cared about was being with my girl, like doing things with her, and I didn't put myself like I don't put myself out there like that. Like even if I go out dancing with her, like I just go out dancing with her. I don't go out there to be like, hey, how you doing? Like I got my best friend right here. Like I don't need nobody else. All I had her. You know what I mean?
Do you have hopes for the future in the dating kind of situation?
Yeah, just not in a rush. Not in a rush.
I feel like it's hard to be a single dude these days.
It definitely is.
I don't know. As in, like, single and you want to date. Being single, like, living your life, doing like we did, like, play basketball, fucking go to work, that shit, that's easy.
Like, it's definitely going to be hard because I'm fearful of, like, damn, what are they going to think when I tell them I'm 34 and single, or when I get to 35 in a few months and I'm single? Like, are they just going to automatically assume, damn, what's wrong with him? Why is he still single at 35? Like, bitch, I was in a relationship for 10 years. That's why I'm still single. That's why I'm single at 35. It's not, like, how long was your longest relationship? Oh, 2.5 years? Hey, I remember 2.5 years. Remember my first beer, bitch. Shut
up. I think that being 25, dude, I mean, my mind's all fucked up. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird how that can make you look weird. Like, that guy doesn't have a... That's how I feel when I go to, like, I'll go to bars or anywhere, or like a restaurant by myself, and I feel like people are like, why is that dude over there by himself, you know? I get a little insecure about that.
I used to think like that. I don't give a fuck now. The only place I think that's weird now, where I shouldn't, is a movie theater.
Really?
Like, I feel like I've always kind of felt weird about going to the movies by myself. But now I'll still do it, but in the back of my head I'll be like, damn, there's nobody else in here by themselves. But I see people eating alone all the time. You know, I see people driving alone or doing things alone all the time, but not really at the movies.
Yeah. I think that being... I don't know. I just think, like, it's a stigma behind it. Like, what? Wonder what the fuck's up with that, dude. Like, really, I'm just eating these fucking pancakes, bitch. All right, I'm just, you know, I'm gonna after this, I'm gonna maybe hit the gym because I just ate a bunch of syrup. But like,
right?
Why do you have to look at? I don't know. Maybe they're not looking at. Maybe they think that people like when me and you, if we go places by ourselves, maybe they're like, damn, that's pretty cool. That dude can go out there by himself. Like I was saying earlier, some people probably can't. That I was talking about example wise, they probably can't even sit down at a restaurant by themselves. They need. I can do it every fucking day. Mm-hmm. It gets lonely sometimes. Like I'm pretty lonely, but. You adapt.
We weren't born. One thing's for certain. Like when people wonder about the question about life, like we weren't made to have friends. Like that's definitely not like what. Like I'm not here to be friends with anybody. That's not. That's more of like a privilege to have in this life. Yep. Like, but it's not a need. You know, like I don't need to be your friend. I don't need you to be my friend. Like, cool, we play basketball or we do this or we do that. Like, at the end of the day, all I need is me.
Yeah.
And that's
I agree.
It's going to be hard to find a girl when I think like that. Because I will one day need her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, becoming your own best friend, like we were talking about, I think that's something that's overlooked, though, and I think that people look at friends, especially in the whole social media era, they look at friends as, like you're saying, it's a privilege. They think it's, no, I need friends. It's like, I think you should focus on yourself. Everyone, I think, I'm big on self-help right now, and I think that it gets way overlooked.
That was one of me and my ex's arguments. Cause
she wanted to, like, go out?
Yeah, but she said that she didn't care about going out. Like, she would say one thing, And then when it came time to living that life, then it became a problem. Like, and I understood that, and I told her, like, if you want to do these things, go ahead, you can do them. Like, I'll be here when you're done getting that out of your system, if that's what you really want to do. And she's like, why can't you be with me while I do it? Because I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to have to worry about you when you go out. Like, are you gonna come home? I don't have, like, something bad's gonna happen to you. Like, so much shit going on in this world. You're a beautiful young woman, hanging around beautiful young woman. Like, bad shit happens.
Definitely happens.
You know what I mean? I don't want to have to think about that shit every time you go out the door, because I know how she feels. I know she likes to drink. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, people like to get loose when they drink, and I ain't tripping as long as you come home. But I didn't want that.
And you don't drink?
I don't drink. I'm allergic.
So what if you were to drink? Like, I just took 2 shots before this. What would happen?
I'd probably be like laying down on the floor with a horrible migraine.
It's better than laying upside down in a pool, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Were you always allergic? I don't know. I've heard of only 2 other people I know I've been told are allergic to alcohol.
You know, it's only gotten worse as I aged.
Yeah.
I was definitely always allergic for sure. But I used to be able to drink, but I couldn't drink much. I was definitely a lightweight. Like, all I needed was a couple beers or a couple shots. I'm done. And I was like the biggest guy at all the parties. And they're just assuming, like, bro, you're 6'4". Well, you should be able to drink everybody. I got the ability of a 4'11" person. Like,
You think that's a good thing though, that you're allergic, because you don't have to worry about that's a route that I'm very familiar with. People around me and myself drinking is bad.
I appreciate it now. Back then, I kind of looked down on it because, you know what I'm saying, when you're at a party and you're like,
you feel like you're
a bitch.
I feel like a bitch. You feel like,
and you're getting outdrank by the petite one.
But do you look at it like, because you were allergic to alcohol, you couldn't enjoy parties as much as everyone else, because everyone else was I hated being sober or not drunk around drunk people. That's like one of the worst things to do ever.
Yeah, because you don't want to be throwing up or go to the hospital and shit like that. You know?
Yeah. Fuck.
Because you're just coherent enough to be like, damn, get the fuck away from me. What are you talking? You're too drunk. Get the fuck away. I'm not drunk enough to sit here and have these conversations with you.
Those conversations suck. The conversations that might suck more are the ones that I kind of try to have when I'm stoned, but it's not like they're conversations. It's me staring at the squat rack. Oh, sorry. That's the type of shit. Because you smoke trees.
Yeah.
Is it something that you could stop whenever if you need it? I can.
I'm hoping so. Because I'm going to try and stop in a few days here once my sack's gone. So I'm hoping I can stay strong, because I really want to stop. I really want this because I've stopped before and my focus gets really good, and then like I'll have a shitty ass day and it'll fuck up like 2 months of being clean, and I'll be high as fuck.
Oh, that one day.
Yep. And I'll be high as fuck, and I'll just be like, oh man, fuck all that shit. But then the next day I'm like, damn, why did I smoke?
Does it help? Does weed help you?
You know, I want to say it does, but I shouldn't feel that way, because of how I should be able to help myself. I should be able to do that without having that, because now I look at weed as almost like a crutch rather than, you know, just something to do, where it used to be just something to do. Now it's like, damn, I'm having a shitty week, I need to smoke, and I don't like feeling like that. I don't want to smoke because I'm having a shitty week. I want to smoke because I want to smoke. You know what I mean?
I feel like you can't physically be addicted to weed, but mentally I feel like you can. I mean, I mean, maybe you can be physically. I know you're not gonna. You can. I just think like some people like they have to smoke before. I can't eat, bro. I haven't smoked yet. I'm like, that concept to me is fucking crazy.
That is crazy. But when I stop, I go through cold sweats. Like for the first week, I'll wake up drenched, and it won't even be hot, but I'm just sweating out all that shit because my body's used to being under the influence that hard just from THC. When it doesn't have that on a daily basis, oh yeah, my body goes through the changes.
Do you feel like you could go through life sober?
Maybe if life would have stayed, no. Nah.
Yeah, because I'm practicing it now, and
nah.
I go Monday through Thursday. but then like Friday will hit, and I'm like, dude, I need to fucking drink. I need to go to like have cold beers at the bar, you know. Because I feel like sober is like one of the hardest things to do. I don't have a problem by any means, and I can do it. I'm just saying like, I understand why people go down the routes they go. I can't relate to like being in a broken home, dad and mom are heroin addicts, blah blah blah. But I get it. Like facing life sober it's challenging. It fucking sucks.
If I was at a point in my life where I didn't have to struggle, which is weird because freaking weed costs money, but
yeah,
I probably wouldn't smoke because I would have less worries.
Yeah,
you know, I'd have less drama. You know, I wouldn't have reasons to want to get high.
Do you ever get paranoid off it or the anxious thoughts?
Only while I'm smoking it, because people will still call the fucking cops on you like for smoking weed.
That kind of anxious. Okay,
you know
my anxious is like, fuck, did I fuck up? Like, did I say too much at work? Was I annoying at work? Oh fuck, I gotta pay the fucking AAA bill. Oh fuck, I did fuck up at the gym. I totally like looked stupid in front of that chick. God,
I'll worry about my smell. That's the only thing I get anxious
about.
Yeah.
Well, at first I was like, nah, you're good. And I was like, yeah, you might want to go outside for a second, dude, because they be fucking they're that company's a little they're cool, but they're squares.
And I feel like they wouldn't say nothing. It would just be like, James, I need to come talk to you. Like Ron would just come get me one day, and James, I need to talk to you.
That's the problem with passive people, is because they're very passive aggressive, and I hate that shit. If there's a problem, just say it now. Like let's confront it, so I don't have to be fucking more paranoid.
Yes, please.
Get it over with.
Pull the Band-Aid.
Yeah, please pull the Band-Aid, because I hate when. That's a good example of like passive aggressive people. Is like when so and so walks through while we're all working, kind of acts like he's on the phone. My theory is he's just kind of like, what's going on? The cameras are on us and they're always checking. I hate that shit. Gets me motherfucking paranoid. Enough about our job though. I hope we still have it after this. Just kidding. No one's gonna see it. No one's gonna see it. No one's gonna see it. Yeah, man. Well, I fucking think I don't know how long this has been going on. I think over an hour now.
That shit didn't feel like an hour. It felt like over 30 minutes, but it hasn't felt like an hour. That's for sure.
Well, I fucking appreciate you doing this shit, man.
Oh yeah.
And
I hope something good comes from it.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's all.
If anything, too, I mean, even if it doesn't get 1 million views or whatever, I feel like you had a good conversation, and you said some shit that you probably don't always talk about. That's the goal. I just want, chop it up. Yeah. It's all about meaningful conversations. Meaningless conversations drive me insane. I hate small talk. I hate, oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of cool. I used to like do that, or I don't know. I can't even think of small talk. I'm so removed out of the fucking. My biggest pet peeve. One of my biggest pet peeves is, yeah, cool, or
yeah,
and that nothing came out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
I feel you. Like, I could definitely, we keep talking for hours, but yeah, we can keep it to one session.
Oh no, this is episode 1 for you. You're gonna be a reoccurring guest on this shit.
That'd be cool too. Maybe we could both accrue some fans.
Oh yeah, and then we can get famous, and then we don't have to work.
I don't even care about the fame.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
But if you two is willing to put some money in my pocket, I mean, hey.
Well, if you see the fucking people on TikTok and shit like that are making like 6-second videos making millions of dollars, why?
I don't understand. I never understand it.
Or
psst, psst, psst. Oh yeah, that
ASMR,
shit, that weird shit. Little big girl, little vacuum.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's how you can make money now. You know, like we work. How you're talking about your checks had X amount more, and it's like we have to grind our fucking asses off.
You gotta grind,
not just the grind at the work, then get home, then you gotta cook, and then you gotta find time for the gym.
And then people want to label you as a sucker because we work 9 to 5s. And blah, 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 blah. Or females are like, dang, you work hard. You're not going to have time for me because you work so hard. You don't have no followers.
Oh, my God. But that shows you that those aren't the girls. Or
I know, but I feel like if they ask me for my Instagram, I'm like, I don't have an Instagram.
I'm telling you right now.
Is that a deal breaker nowadays?
No, I think that that's going to turn into the new advantage. Oh, you don't have Instagram? Really? oh, that's fucking interesting, you know? Or like rappers that don't have tattoos, they're like gonna be the new weirdos. Like, oh, that rapper's not blasted all over his fucking face. Like, wow, he must be crazy.
You know, Wiz Khalifa came out with a song called "Inked on My Body." I don't give a motherfucker.
Yeah, I remember that song.
I've always wanted to remake that song.
No tats on my body.
I don't give a motherfucker.
No tats on my body.
You know what I'm saying? But never got the chance.
Oh yeah, you. When's the last time you rapped or recorded?
A few years ago.
Who do you do it with? Is it like a at home ghetto shit like me?
Yep. That one time that was with my cousin, and he had my cousin's girlfriend's son. He had his whole like studio set up in his garage. He had worked hard and bought every single piece of his equipment. So and he was only 18, and he did it all. Produced the beat, laid down the vocals. He did it all.
What are your? I mean, I already kind of know, but what are your thoughts on the rap now? I always like to kind of close it off with rap, but like,
it's not dead yet.
It's not dead, but you're a little older, so you would know good rap. I do too, but what is you from your perspective, seeing what's going on right now, or the rappers now, the majority, let's say the majority, not all of them. What are your thoughts?
They're on a different algorithm than me. Our frequencies aren't lined up. You know what I'm saying? They're on a different level. So it's just not my cup of tea what these new guys are putting out. Like if your cadence isn't matching the beat, I don't like it. Like I need your shit to be on point. If you're rapping off beat, I can't fuck with you. If your cadence isn't catchy, I can't fuck with you. I need you to have swagger when you're speaking.
Do you care about lyrics?
I definitely care about lyrics. Please tell me something other than I fucked your bitch.
I was just gonna use that as an example. That's such a when that's the majority of rap, is those lyrics that like festers into the minds and kind of like creates how us as consumers live, because that's what we hear. So like that's why I think cheating is watered down. Cheating's really not that big of a deal these days. Like to me it is, but in general people cheat on each other, or like certain girls are hoes. Would I say something stupid?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna continue on like
go for it. I just think that the reason a lot of the shit happens because the music is all promoting, and a lot of the cinema and shit, but it's promoting. I'll fuck your bitch. I'm gonna fuck your wife. We fucking pop Xanax. Yeah.
All these TikTok videos are of women.
Oh my god.
Righteous women, supposedly, who like all for all this equalism, but they're dancing in nothing to songs like I'll beat your back out or sucking the fuck out of my dick until it's not hard anymore.
God.
And it's like,
yeah.
How can you say one thing and do another? And I really think the movie Idiocracy is gonna come to life.
I don't even know what that movie is.
If you haven't seen Idiocracy, you should watch it because it's fucking hilarious.
Well, this kind of like what you were just saying earlier about like people not having not their word don't mean anything anymore. You can cut them off. That's what like some people that are gonna watch this are gonna be like, dude, also you're but like you're gonna dance to fucking, you're listening and bumping music about dudes degrading the fuck out of women. Why dance to that? Why rep it? Like they're degraded. I don't know. It's really negative, and that's why I'll talk to my mom. She knows my raps and shit. I don't rap like that. She's like, I hate fucking rap. It's all about fucking hoes and dick. And I'm like, for the most part, you're right. That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. And it's just getting worse and worse. And I think the internet's a big reason why, because you can get famous as fuck now.
Right. Because Nelly and Ludacris was talking about the same shit.
Oh yeah.
They were talking about the same shit, but you know what? Their cadence was on point.
That's a good point.
Their
they actually sounded good.
Were on point.
Yeah.
Like there was on rhythm.
Yeah, I think that there's always, obviously in rap's the one of the genres that there's no rules.
No.
But nowadays I feel like I get called an old head because I like Sean Price and Big O and the Wu-Tang dudes. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're an old head, bro. I'm like, dude, I'm 25. I listen to fucking good rap. I'm not an old head because I don't want to listen to yeah. Like, dude, that dude didn't even rap the whole time. And if he did, he just told me that he's gonna fuck my wife. I don't have a wife, dude.
Yeah. And it's hard to call it, like, I try not to be like good or bad rap because at the end of the day, those motherfuckers is making money. They got more money than me. No matter how bad I think you suck, there's a million people that like you and they're putting money in your pocket. So it's so hard to hate on them. I can't hate on them.
It's easy to hate on the art of being an MC lover, like the art of MCing, rapping, it's easy to hate on that, but it's hard to hate on this dude doesn't have to work ever again in his entire life. I have to fucking wake up and go to work every day, and you don't. So y'all be the whole marketing thing is genius, but
I just wish it didn't have such a big effect on these youngsters, man. Because rap didn't affect me like that when I was younger. I thought about gangbanging before I heard my first rap song, and you know what I'm saying. So it's not like rap encouraged any type of negativity in my life, even though I was still listening to songs like fucking, especially Southern music.
Oh, dude,
like Lil Jon, the East Side Boys. All they was talking about was stomping motherfuckers out.
So
I wasn't stomping people out.
But when I listen to 3 6 Mafia, one of my favorite rap groups, I tell you right now, I don't actually want to do shit, but when I'm mobbing in my car, you could see that I'm listening to 3 6 Mafia. You don't have to hear the music, just look at my face. Yeah, I'm listening to 3 6 Mafia. But Lil Jon, the East Side Boys, the Skeet motherfucker. My rap name's Skeet. My homegirl Jessie, she would be like, "What's up, Skeet?" And that's where my name since 6th grade, and that's been my MySpace name.
I was thinking about naming myself J Skeet.
Jace, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, this is the podcast right here. Oscar J Skeet coming at you live in this fucking kitchen.
or Samaj.
Samaj?
It's my name backwards.
James Samaj. That's cool.
I thought that was different.
Samaj. Yeah, that's cool.
And up next, performing next, we have new up and coming artist Samaj.
Right after that, Lil Uzi Vert. Fuck, dude.
Hey, I'll open up for Lil Uzi Vert if it's gonna put money in my pocket.
Openers don't get shit. It's sad as fuck.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Well, they got publicity.
Yeah. Have you ever performed?
Nope. But I would love to.
Would you
try?
Do you think you could do it without? I don't know how you feel about this, but can you do it without the background vocals playing? Can you do it like this? Play the instrumental and rap?
If my first time, definitely I would. Well, yes. If I had an earbud playing my lyrics at least and not in the background, I'll be fine. But I definitely, for my first time, to help me get through those butterflies, it would definitely help.
But do you think after that, like...
No, I'd definitely be up there, just my music and me.
I'm really happy you said that.
Because it would make it that much easier to focus on entertaining the crowd rather than focusing on what's going on in my ears.
Yep. It's because talking about the rap game, that's what I ramble on about this, but in the last one, but when rappers these days do shows, 99% of them, they just play their music in the background and rap over. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
And they just pace back and forth with their hands on the dick.
Yeah, but their microphone's not even, but you still hear the voice. I'm like, oh, that's because the song's playing. But like, why'd I pay $70 to see you? And you're making millions of dollars.
Like, at least back in the day, like, people had, like, aneurysms. It wasn't just
grabbing your dick and fucking...
Like, you're not Michael Jackson. There was only one man who could get away with doing that all the time, and that was him.
And rock one glove.
Yes.
He's the man. He was the man. R.I.P.
So,
yeah, I agree.
Like, man, have some you're an entertainer. I think like that's what you are. You're here to entertain. If people weren't entertained by you, you would have no money. So entertain. I don't want to see you walking back and forth. Yeah,
it's watered down, bro.
Yeah.
I think the game is watered down. I think that it's getting worse and worse. Like I said, it does scare me, but it makes me also like motivated. I want to rap now, just because like everyone sounds the same. I'll just like diss all you guys and like not use background vocals. I'm white, so I don't look cool like you guys, but like, yeah, I don't know. Rapping's fun. Do you like writing?
Mm-hmm.
You a good writer?
I'm a better writer than off the top because my mouth
yeah.
can't keep up with my thoughts. Like, I think of really good shit, but in my head, I'm already 8 bars ahead of where I'm speaking.
Yeah. So
that lag, like, I forget.
Oh, yeah.
The previous 4 bars I had already thought of.
Could you like what, do you have a writing process? If you were to write right now, you had a song, a beat.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything you have to do? You have to smoke weed first? You have to go on a walk first? Do you just sit down and write?
No, I just need to listen. Need to listen
over and over again. I personally just play it over like all day. I'll listen to it.
I wanna hear where the drops happen, when the drops happen. I wanna know when it's gonna happen.
Yep.
That way, because if you listen to music, you'll know when their 16 is supposed to be placed and where the hook's at because of the beat and how the bridges work and all that stuff. Yep. When certain beats drop and come back in, you'll know, okay, this is where the hook starts.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. I mean, rapping, Were you like known as a rapper? Like, did you put it? Oh, so no one really knew.
I hung out with rappers, and so people heard me rapping with them, and they thought I was cool, but I never
promoted it.
But that's another could have. Like, I know if I really would have tried, me and my friends probably would have made it.
But why didn't you want to promote it, or why didn't you care to like go for it?
Because I was scared.
Of what?
Being labeled as something that I'm not.
There you go. That's why. I was asking that because I same way. I don't want to be labeled as a fucking. Well, actually, what do you mean labeled as what? Something you're not, as in what?
Another motherfucker trying to take the culture.
yeah, take the culture, but also
or trying to make it theirs, even though it's out of love. Mm-hmm. Like, I love the culture. That's
exactly why I just love rapping. I love the whole. That's my favorite. Dude, I was trying to be all these fucker. I had a Band-Aid on my face when I was in 2003 all the time.
Nelly, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like 7.
You suck.
I know. Well, I did. I thought Air Force Ones was like the coolest song.
Air Force Ones was a cool song.
But Lil Bow Wow was my first rap CD I ever had. When he still looked like a little girl.
You know, I never owned a Lil Bow Wow CD.
You're not missing out. Where my dog's at? Shut. His name's like Shade Moss now. I don't know. He's a fucking weirdo. But yeah, I don't know. I had a Band-Aid on my face. I love the culture. I've always wanted to be fucking where my dog's at. I thought DMX was scary as fuck when I was a small child.
I thought that was the coolest motherfucker alive.
Really?
He was the first. He was like not the first rap song that I heard, but the first uncensored rap song that I heard. And it was the anthem. Oh. The Rough Rider anthem.
That's the, yeah, dude.
I still, till this day, know every fucking word of that song.
That's how Rough Riders go. Yeah, great song. Great. Oh, man, he's dead. That's right. Fuck, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Rapping is probably my first, besides like baseball, it's like my first love. When music videos had all the white text in the bottom, like the song title, the artist, the label, you know, music videos were music videos on TV.
Yeah.
There was no YouTube. I mean, I don't know. I missed that shit. Like nowadays, I don't know. Were you an Eminem fan when he was coming out? Mm-hmm. I started listening to Eminem when I was like 20.
I knew like the whole Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
I think I said that. Might have sounded weird.
Yeah.
But like that whole shit, that was, I think it was still his hardest album, and I think that was his second.
Yeah, was his second album. Was that the song? And whatever you say I am.
Yeah.
From the Papers. Yeah, that song's sick. Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite songs on there. That one and the Sonny Bono sees horses in some trees. How many retards will listen to me?
I've never thought. Yeah. We're reciting lyrics. All right, but I feel the same way. Yeah, man. Well, I think we're at like, I didn't do the time wise, so it's going by bars. We're at 4,000 bars. That's a long rap song, dude. That's like the Sugar Hill Gang. That one, the first. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the 9-minute one.
Yeah.
That was a symphony.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know what, dude? Whenever you want to do this again,
for sure,
let's fucking do it. It worked out. I was shitting bricks out there, like, dude, I'm not prepared right now.
Nah.
It worked out. That's the best part.
Because even though it seemed like we were jumping around, in the end, I think people will get it.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I listen to this type of shit at work too, because honestly, my ADHD kicks in when I'm like cooking or whatever, and I'm like, but if I'm at work, that's why I have my headphone in.
I want to listen to this.
Oh yeah, you'll listen to it by Monday.
Because I want to hear. I'm one of those people who thinks my voice sounds weird when I hear it.
Really?
Yeah, because it doesn't sound like it when I'm hearing it right now. But when I put it in the headphones,
if you had it here
and stuff,
put these on.
Like, my voice sounds hella weird to me.
Now talk.
Hello.
Yeah. See, it feels weird, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I gotta get this adapter so you can fucking next time. This is my ghetto podcast. Well, you know what, dude? I appreciate you fucking coming on here, and
thank you for having me.
Yeah, on Monday you can hear it at work, and
cool.
Yeah, dude, the longest podcast I've done yet.
Was it easy?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it was way easier, and I'm working on not talking as much as the person I'm with because the last one I rambled so hard, and I was watching it on YouTube, and I was like, good thing it was just my cousin who I'm really close with. So I was like, oh my fucking god, Oscar, you look like a fucking idiot. Not to mention, I'm like kind of like high on. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm rambling, and then I go like this.
Yeah,
What the fuck was that?
I don't talk very loud, so I hope people can hear me.
Yeah, if not, we're gonna have to just do it all over again, dude. I'm just gonna delete it.
That's
Just
all right.
kidding.
I'll try.
Aji,
All right, man.
thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hell yeah.